In order for you to lose something, you have to know that at some point in time, you were in possession of it once before. There are a lot of lost people in the world today. Most people are not even consciously aware that they are possessed with the person that God wants them to be and that God naturally created for them to become. I'm learning now, even at this age of 45, that one of the most important things that we have to make sure that we spend wisely is time. We don't have time to waste. A lot of us in this life fail to realize that we have to rediscover with the time that it is we have the true identity of who it is we are. And the more time you waste, the less time you have to rediscover the individual that you were previously acquainted with. I say that a lot, but it's imperative for us to understand that we have to make the most of the time that it is we have. We have to make sure that we invest into ourselves. We have to make sure that we give ourselves time to heal from past mistakes. I'm learning how to heal in my singularity, in my singleness. Learning how to not take the burdens that I feel are being lifted off of me and put those burdens on a person or put them in the wrong place and ask for that person, for that person to be responsible for what it is I'm responsible for. We have to learn how to bear the burdens of our responsibility with regard to the things that we have caused in our lives. And I'm learning how to do that. And that's not easy. But in order for us to be healed and healthy, in order for us to have good and healthy relationships, we need to heal. Healing is important. We have a tendency of passing the blame for whatever happened to us on the shoulders of people who are not responsible for what it is we're responsible for. So I'm urging you, I just had this tonight because for me, I found in me there's some insecurities that I have, and those insecurities come out. And I throw them at people who are not responsible for those insecurities. And those insecurities are things that I feel with regard to myself. You know, as a man, one of the things that we are expected to do, regardless of whether or not people admit to this, is we're expected to perform. In every capacity, no matter what relationship you find a man in, he's expected to perform. And when he doesn't perform up to the expectation of the people who are the recipients of his contribution, then a lot of times he is sometimes emasculated. He's not considered to be a man. He doesn't do it the way other people expect for it to be done. So we have a heavy weight and burden on us. Likewise, women have a heavy weight and burden on them as well. But it's important for us to understand that we need each other. You know, I hear a lot of the conversations about, I don't need you, but I want you. That's not true on either part. We need each other. That's how God created us. God, the purpose for God creating Eve was not for her to be a subservient to Adam or a servant to Adam. It was for her to be a help and a support. Likewise, her purpose would have been insignificant if it weren't for God creating Adam. So she's there to be a help to challenge him to be the best version of the man that God called him to be. And likewise, he's there to be that love and to provide her with the love that she needs. But both of the roles of responsibility, even though they're distinctly different between a man and a woman, that's a good thing because they're in need of each other in order for them to fulfill God's desired will for their life. So I say that to you because it's your responsibility within the time that you have in this earth. Remember, you can't manage time because you don't control it. The only thing that you can control within the framework of time that you have is you. So you have to manage you. You have to make sure that you invest into yourself. You have to make sure that you take the time to become comfortable with being you. Explore the reality of who it is you are and be comfortable with being you. Learn how to enjoy and rejoice in the beautiful benefit of being you. Just imagine you've lost something, and most people are lost and they've never, ever once come in contact with a person that God has possessed them with the power to become. Have you come in contact with a person that God has possessed you with the power to become? And becoming that person outside of all the opinions, the rhetoric, the conversations, you cannot become what everybody else wants you to be at the expense of being the best version of yourself. And a lot of us are busy. We are busy. We're so busy, and we believe that our busyness means that we're being productive. You're not being productive. You're just busy. You're busy fulfilling everybody else's dream. You're busy fulfilling everybody else's aspiration. You're busy living up to everybody else's expectation. You're busy trying to defend yourself against everybody else's opinion. I know, because I've been there. That's why I'm saying this to you. So it's important for you to get a hold on yourself. When you step into a room, you should be comfortable enough with yourself, even in the presence of other people who continue to project an idea about who it is they really are, even though that's probably not who they really are. You have to be comfortable enough with yourself to be able to continue to maintain your integrity in a room. Most of us are fickle. We change our disposition based on who we're in a room with. And God wants us to evaluate. I want you to evaluate in your life if you're really being the true version of yourself. If you're really being you. I want you to take some time and look at that. Look at your life. Look at some of the decisions you made and ask yourself why. Why did I do that? Did I do that because of my insecurity? Did I do that because I wanted to impress? Did I do that because I wanted to be approved of? And ask yourself if you had to step outside of your character to become that particular individual you were in that moment in time. I'm learning, man. I'm really learning that I have to heal. I have to heal. I'm learning that I have to heal. And that's okay. I'm also learning that my healing is going to help and allow other people to heal. I want you to understand that you going through whatever processes you're going through, nothing that you went through was a mistake. Everything that you went through was on purpose. Everything in my life that I've gone through, and I always say this, I wouldn't change things that happened in my life because it revealed something about me that I needed to see that needed to be changed. It's not until you recognize it's something wrong that you'll be able to make the necessary changes in order for you to make it right. So it's important for you not to put yourself down as a result of the experiences that you've had, but to make sure that you capitalize on understanding that hey, we're human. And being human doesn't allow me to justify my mistakes. It's not a justification not a me making right why I made my mistakes. They're just things that I have to learn how to do better. And my focus now is focusing on God, becoming the best version of myself. And I thank God that even at this later age and stage in my life, I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to be me. And guess what? When you become you, only people who are comfortable with themselves will be able to come around you. Everybody else who's pretending to be somebody else that they're not will always come in conflict with you, because you basically set the standard. When you set the standard, they won't have any choice but to change into the reflection of what it is God called them to be. There's a distorted perception of an idea that all of us have been naturally created to reflect. Adam, that distorted perception, Adam distorts the perception of the idea God naturally created for him to reflect. And what happens is, as a result of sin, we continue to live in this distorted idea or this reflection of what it is we're supposed to be. The idea of God's reflection was perfection. Now, perfection means to operate in the context of God's love, to mature in love. As you're maturing in love, that's the only place of perfection that you'll ever reach and be able to attain to. So learn how to love yourself enough to become yourself. If you're lost and you've never come or never had an understanding that you were possessed with the power to become the individual God wants you to be, I want you to take time out for you. Heal. Get better. Don't place your burdens on anybody else. For anybody that I've done that to, I apologize to you. I'm healing. I'm still healing. I still grieve. I still cry. I still hurt. As men, oh, you're a man. You're supposed to do this. I believe I'm a provider. I believe that I provided for my family as best as I could. I know that may not be the same as other people have done, but I believe that I've done the best that I could do with what it is I had in my hand at the time. And I want to continue to be a provider for my family. And I believe that God will allow me to be that better as long as I continue to seek and serve after Him. But for anybody that I've hurt, forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I've hurt you based on me being me, forgive me for pretending to be somebody you wanted me to be, and I couldn't be. Forgive me for trying to live up to that mantra or that standard and then not being able to do that. But I just want you not to look at me, but I want you to look at yourself and evaluate whether or not you, because I can only answer from me. I can't answer for you. I'm learning how to cut people off too. I'm not going to allow people who don't have my best interest in mind. I'm also watching people, because people will say one thing and then their actions will say something else. So make sure that you're around people whose actions are not, don't contradict what it is their words say. So I look at what people do and I trust you when you show me who you are. And if you keep showing me, eventually I won't be around for you to, but I'm patient with people. And I'm not speaking of anybody in particular or any people in particular. I'm just saying I watch. And at this particular age in my life, wisdom is something that I abide by or that I use. So just be encouraged, man. It's just a late night. Just had something I wanted to say. I just wanted to get it off my heart. I just need to heal, man. I'm healing. I'm hurting. I am. I'm hurt. I am. As a man, I'm hurt. I hurt in a lot of areas. Still trying to figure out, things. And I don't want anybody to believe, his life is, my life is good. My life is great. Yeah, it is good. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm hurting. And I don't want to bring anybody else down with my hurt. So I want to heal. So I'm just going to heal. I'm going to continue to do these videos because they're therapeutic. They allow me to get out what it is I need to get out. And I would advise you to do so too. Whatever it is you need to do, do it. And it's getting late. This is about 13 minutes. I didn't expect to be this long into it. But heal, man. Make sure that you get the healing you need. Make sure you do the things you need to do for you to be better. That's all I can say. Hey, love you.